Hi, I'm Scott,
And I'm Luke.
and we're Android Guys,
Give us 5 to 10 minutes of your day
and we'll tell you about a product or service.
or an app that you might be interested in.
I've got something to talk about.
Okay, what are you talking about?
I have, as part of being able to get outside and enjoy the weather,
Yes.
I've been able to test not myself,
Okay.
because you'll understand why, a bike,
Oh,
an electronic bike
okay.
called the Droyd Weeler. Droid is the brand.
Okay.
Droyd, and it's Wheeler, Weeler. So it's unconventional spelling for both of these.
Right.
Things. I think you might have seen the box here in the office.
Yeah.
It's a compact little bike,
Yeah.
electric scooter, designed for kids.
Oh, cool.
It's something that I would say, on their website, it says ages 6 and up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're able to ride a bike, if you're a kid able to ride a bike, I would say that this is something that would probably be worth checking out.
Yeah.
Or considering as your next bike or for something to have.
Sure.
But there's a couple of reasons why maybe not,
Okay.
including the price.
And
And I'll tell you all about this thing here in
Yeah.
just a second.
okay. So you've been riding a little bike around.
Yeah.
No, you're not riding
Like
it around.
like a circus bear on a tiny little thing.
Yeah. No, so it's the Droid Weeler.
Yeah.
And this is an electric bicycle?
Yep. So this thing comes in a box and you put it together. It's available in a couple of different colors. The version that we received was like a blue,
Okay.
almost like a pastel baby blue.
Yeah, like
color.
like a robin's egg, maybe.
Robin's egg is a great way to describe that. Yeah. It's a cool little thing. You essentially have to put the handlebars on, and I think you also have the kickstand is already on there. It's a very minimal setup for this thing.
Okay.
Plug it in, and after I'll pull up the specs while I'm talking about it, but after it's all charged up, you can get this thing out there and you can ride for, I would say, about a half hour, give or take, depending on how you're riding it.
Okay.
So it has a headlight
Yeah.
because it's electric. It also has basically it's like a throttle, so it's
Okay.
You don't have to pedal any of this. You just get on
Gotcha.
there and you just
Just go.
pull that throttle back and go. There are 2 keys.
Oh.
One key to basically power this thing, turn it on,
Okay.
and then the other key is I would call the mom key,
Ah.
because you're able to put that in there and decide whether you want it to be on low speed or high speed.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
So you can lock that thing at
Yeah,
low. So
depending on how good your kid is with it, or how
Yeah.
responsible or big or whatever.
the first time, so I'm not testing this thing. I haven't tested it. I have a nephew
Yeah.
who is the perfect size for this thing.
Yeah.
And he was super excited to test this thing out. It weighs about 40 pounds.
Okay.
Once you get it put together, it fits in the trunk of a car pretty easily. Kind of
Nice.
folds up, not folds up, but kind of takes up a little bit of space.
Sure.
Get on this thing and you can kind of put your feet. There's like a flat spot in the middle of it.
Okay.
Put your feet on that thing and just kind of dial it back. And then you've got your brake on your left hand.
Yeah.
And it just teaches you how to, scooters and motorcycle, same
yeah.
mechanics.
Yeah.
Max ride time I do see here is up to 45 minutes.
Okay.
So distance wise, that's going to equate to about 8 miles.
Okay.
Speed, depending on what version of the throttle setting you have it at.
Sure.
If you completely opened it up and said, hey, go as fast as you want, you can get up to 10 miles an hour on this thing,
Oh, wow.
which is pretty fast
Right.
for a kid to kind of
Right.
ride this thing. It's for my nephew getting on there. It was a case of, dude, you need to be careful. You don't, and he was so excited to do it. And he was so
Yeah.
confident that he just started to take off.
Yeah.
And, we're like, here's how you handle this thing.
Uh-huh.
He was begging to open this thing up
Yeah.
and go to the, but to my understanding, she hasn't allowed that yet.
Full speed.
The full
okay,
speed.
Sure.
Seems to be more than happy with it. He's got a parking lot basically one house away from him.
Oh, cool.
So he can go over there, zip back and forth, ride all over the place.
Oh, that's fun.
Kickstand on, so he gets off and it'll just stay upright.
Yeah.
It's got a pretty nice paint job on it.
Uh-huh.
So this is where I'm kind of torn on really, really recommending this thing.
Okay.
If as a kid, you hop off of bikes, you just kind of like let them go, right? You just kind of
Yeah,
lay
that's
them
what we
down in the
always
yard.
did. Yeah.
But this is one where I think you have to kind of get in that muscle memory habit of
Using the kickstand.
use the kickstand.
Yeah.
The paint, as nice as it is, I have the sense that if you laid this thing down, you're going to scratch it up and it's going to start to get some wear on it.
Okay.
Get your unique child patina stuff on it.
Yeah.
And then the main reason that I kind of have a reservation of saying, go out and get this thing.
Yeah.
It's $349.
Okay. Yeah, that's not exactly cheap.
It's not exactly cheap. It isn't exactly like, hey, for your 6th birthday, we got you this.
Right.
Maybe. I mean, depends on.
So I think that's a little bit in line with like a Power Wheels idea.
Right. So the price isn't crazy. It's just fine. And it is competitive to other like electronic scooters and bikes and things.
Yeah.
It's just that age for me is kind of like I don't know. I mean, he might be ready for it. Is it something?
Well, it's a perfect grandparent gift, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's one of those like
when you come over to our house, you can do this.
Yeah,
we have this.
Sure. Yeah,
you can. Yep. We'll take you to the park and you can ride around.
Right.
Talking to my sister, immediately was thinking, I said, how nice would this have been to have this when we used to go camping?
Right.
Because we could have hopped on something like this to go to and from the shower.
Yeah.
The bathroom facilities.
Yep.
Go down to the lake to go swimming. This thing, it's super quiet.
Yeah.
Just get on the thing and go.
Now, what happens if the battery dies? It doesn't have any pedals at all?
There are no pedals, so you're basically walking that thing.
Okay.
So it's not a case of like, well, I can kind of just pedal my way back or use, pedal and then assist myself going up the hill.
Sure.
Where some scooters do that. This is kind of like an all or nothing thing.
It's just something to be aware of, I guess, it's a different way to use it. So.
Yeah. Plug it into a regular power outlet, on the wall. It's got one of those kind of like big blocks in the middle of the cord.
Yep.
And you plug that in right about halfway through the frame of the bike.
Uh-huh.
And I want to say like overnight, it's like so many hours to charge it up. Let's see if I can find that while I'm on the air here. But basically what I ended up, explaining to her, I said, this is the thing where he can wear it out, bring it home, charge it up when he goes to bed or gets home. And then it's more than ready in the middle of the night. But I think it's a few hours, like 6 or 8 hours to charge that thing up.
That's not that bad though.
Right. So for 45 minutes of ride time, that's a pretty good distance. Or if you've got, 6 and up. Yeah. And I could see like actually my sister, she could get on this thing and ride it. She could check it out. It has a max weight capacity of 130 pounds.
Oh, okay.
So
that's actually quite a bit. When you're thinking of a kid's bike.
At 6, it's kind of like that. I don't know if I can recommend or should, but at maybe 10, 12, the bike is smaller, but it will hold that weight.
Right.
So it's a pretty cool bike.
Yeah.
I like it. He loves it.
Yeah.
My sister loves it too, because she can kind of ride her bike along with him.
Yeah.
And not have to, he's zipping ahead and waiting on her and coming back. And, so. Yeah. That is the Droyd Weeler.
Awesome.
It's pretty cool. Check it out. You can go to Go Droid. Okay. There's a website. It's right there. They have a couple of products on there. So the other one that's bigger is called the Blipper.
The Blipper.
Blipper.
Yep. The Blipper and the Wheeler by Droid.
That's right. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of the podcast.
Thanks for listening.
We appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, feedback, concerns, comments, anything, shoot us an email at podcast@AndroidGuys.com. We'd love to hear from you one way or the other. Luke, if someone wants to get a hold of you, how do they do that?
I am on Instagram and Twitter at Luke Gaul, Gaul.
And I'm on Instagram at Scott Webster and Twitter as swebster77. Until next time, thanks for listening.
See ya.